roughly so that predators will go there?
Matric, Gr12.
Because predators are a problem. They eat the chicks.
1st of October 2020 start. Well, not really start, but start.
Oh my word. Yeah, this is I must tell you, this is a fascinating animal. They steal each other's chicks.
But what?
Not that kind of chick. So if the chicks are left in the nest while the whole group goes off to go and forage, there are records of another group coming in and stealing that chick and taking it back home and raising it as their own. So then they've got more helpers.
That's human trafficking.
That's what?
How do they lift chick up and it's big and it's carrying?
No, it will be a chick that is able to walk. So anyway, what is quite interesting though is because the helpers are mostly males, there's a very skewed sex ratio of females to males. And what BirdLife South Africa is doing at the moment is they're going to the nests and they're looking at all the eggs that are in the nest. They have a way of identifying which eggs will hatch into females and which eggs will hatch into males. I'm not sure what it is, I can't remember anymore, but they can. And what they do is as soon as the second chick hatches, especially if it's a female, they will go and collect it from the nest, and they've taken it to a place in Hartbeespoort where they're actually raising the female chicks. And then eventually they're letting them go in the wild. And so by doing that, they're actually increasing the number of eggs that are laid, etc., etc. Anyway, moving on. Okay. Blah, blah, blah. Okay. Why is gifting important? And guys, this is critical. In social animals, bonds are critical. Especially when you consider the role of the helper in this particular social group. Those helpers, all they are is basically slaves. They're not allowed to mate. They're not allowed to reproduce. All they do is they defend the nest and they collect food. Who in their right mind wants to do that job if they're really gaining no benefit from it? And so the whole gifting thing is to maintain the social bond, to maintain the social structure. Okay, and that applies to, if for example you watch a pride of lions, lions on a kill are horrific to each other. They will bite each other seriously on a kill because they're all just trying to get the food. They don't care about the other ones. But when those lions have finished eating and they go back and rest, they have incredible interactions with each other to maintain the social bond, to make sure that the fact that they were really horrible to each other on the kill is overlooked. So they will groom each other, they will rub their heads against each other, all that kind of thing. That's all to do with maintaining a social bond. What was that, Matt?
I was just saying, like, what if, like, on our lines, let's say, so do like kind of big leg.
Exactly. Okay. And that's critical in a social situation. Okay. Of what? Oh my word. Do you guys look up in the sky and there goes a hardy darn? You see its testes hanging down. Hey? Can you see the testes like swinging to and fro there? every time this bird flaps its wings, it like hits against its hanging testes and it struggles to fly.
Why did they
No. What?
What's the first one?
They're internal. Where did you ever see these testes hanging down?
I'm interior or anterior.
Okay, we'll talk about it afterwards. Okay. All right. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, there are many animals that have internal testes, and birds are one of them. Anyway, moving on. So, what is the benefit of the testes shrinking during winter and only growing and functioning during the mating season? It's birds fly, guys. Would you want these big heavy things weighing the bird down when it's trying to fly? No. So shrink the testes.
Wait, ma'am. The energy conservation would be correct, right?
No. It's more to do with mass. If you'd followed it, if you'd said smaller mass, therefore less energy required to fly, you would have got that mark. Okay.
So, ma'am, if they're internal, right? And when they get bigger, do they look any different?
They must do, but they're still internal. You can't see it from
So,
outside.
wouldn't like protect it even more? If they got smaller, wouldn't like protect it even more?
Okay, I'm moving on.
How come whales don't sing?
What? Don't
I think because blubber is very buoyant.
What?
Fat is very buoyant. I think.
No, it is.
Okay. All right, I'm going on. Okay. What gland is indicated by label X? It was the pituitary glands. Okay. And here you guys thought it should be 2 of this and 2 of that. But it was 3 of them are positive feedback and 1 is negative feedback. And the positive were Q, R, and S, and the negative is P. Okay, specific cells indicated at B were the interstitial cells or the cells of Leydig. Sorry. Okay, and the process was spermatogenesis or meiosis. What is the benefit to the bird of starting to the whole mating thingy occurring as day length increases? Because the weather is getting warmer, there will be increased food supply, and it increases the chances of reproductive success. Okay, then this was a dead giveaway. All you needed to do was list 2 for increase and 2 for decrease. And so the 2 for increase could have been anything like secondary sexual characteristics developed, sperm production, increased sexual behavior. And decrease could have been decreased fat store, muscular hypertrophy, high energy costs and increased mortality, or there's some more of them. And there was a question just like this, not last year, the year before. Okay, so my rant in the essay went, you must go through notes on writing essays. You unnecessarily waste good marks. You must do a plan. It is worth 6 easy marks. You can get 6 out of 6 with a plan so easily. You're throwing away 6 marks if you don't do it. Also, you write a really ruck essay if you don't do a plan. Use the information in the sources as a basis for the essay. Don't go off on a rant about women's rights. Almost all of you forgot to comment on the credibility of 1 or 2 of the sources. And you must say why it's a credible source. So if you say it came from a journal article, you must say it is peer-reviewed. A whole lot of you are under the impression that using ARTs will solve the world's problem concerning population growth. either overpopulation or the diminishing rate of population growth in developed countries. Not that many people do ARTs. Never, ever, ever, ever offer solutions. So a whole lot of you went an extra step on the whole orphan thing and went, infertile couples must rather adopt an orphan. Don't. I don't mean don't adopt an orphan, I don't care. But I mean don't offer solutions to the problem. So in, I think it was 2016, the question was about should South Africa introduce laws about sort of how many kids people were having. And students were saying only for families that have more than 2 children. You can't offer a solution. Just answer the question, yes or no, why? Okay. So there's a whole lot of stuff for and there's a whole lot of stuff against. Let's talk about this. Okay. In terms of knowledge from the sources. So you have got a list of thingies. It says PL, and then it says D, and then it says K times 2, etc. So I'm going to go down those things and tell you what they're for. So PL is planning, and it's out of 6. You'll see the rubric says times 2, but that's because this rubric actually is out of 3 for planning, and they've changed it, but they haven't changed the rubric. So you'll see I've done 6 things down in your plan. And the 6 things in your plan are do you give a clear decision? Are you for the stance? Is your stance for or is it against? Did you give, see this thing which says key points given? That is themes. So for every paragraph, you have to give a theme. Then, did you develop your key points? Did you indicate what your counter argument was? That's CA. Did you give references for the sources? And that's the only place where you give the sources. And guys, don't write, when you're writing in your plan, don't write source A. That's just a waste of life. Okay, just write A. We know what it means. Don't write source A.
Oh.
In your plan. Okay. And then your own knowledge. And my suggestion is, because you guys are so bad about forgetting the credibility of sources, in your plan also include the credibility of 1 good and 1 bad. Okay.
So what was the criteria for own knowledge? Like, how would you get the tick or not? Like how
You had to write at least 2 own knowledges. And they have to be, a lot of you are writing stuff as own knowledge that comes from the sources. So you're writing something and you're writing own knowledge, and I'm going, I know this is in the source, I said this essay. Okay.
Now, do we write there that this is our own knowledge? Or
You must write okay
do we do that?
in the plan.
Oh, in the plan. Oh,
Yeah, yes,
okay,
yes.
sure.
Okay, not in the essay. Okay. All right. So for the essay, I will have written P and D and whatever down at the end. PL. PL's the planning. D is the decision. Was it clear? Did you change your position in the essay? Then this next thing, the third one down, is K. And K must be times 2. And this refers to the number of ticks that you've got. So you'll see the ticks everywhere, or very few places, and those are numbered. I was looking for this particular essay, but it changes with every essay. You would have got 1 mark if you only had 2 ticks, 2 marks if you had 4, 3 marks if you had, sorry, I was drunk, if you had 8, and 4 marks if you had 12. And those are your 4 facts. Those are the facts where you're arguing for the actual argument. Okay. The 4th thing down is okay, and that's own knowledge. And we are looking for 2 pieces of own knowledge that are integrated into the argument. And I will recognize that as own knowledge, and I will write okay as I mark it. I write okay there. And you need at least 2 pieces to get 4 marks there. The next thing is relevance. And relevance has got 2 aspects. Did you avoid repetition, or did you digress? And is your argument relevant? That's 1. And the second thing is, did you acknowledge the quality of the sources? And that's the whole, came from a journal, peer-reviewed, etc.
And how many marks is that for one?
2. Okay. The next thing is your S. So where I've written S's on your essay, and this is times 2. You have to have linked back to the argument. And every now and again you'll see I've written an S, or I've said link this to your argument, or link this to your stance. So this is whether you've done a well-integrated argument. Okay. And that's out of 8 marks. It's a hell of a lot of marks to lose if you don't do it appropriately. F is the counter argument, and we're looking for the matric rubric, it says 3 to 4 to get 4 marks. Okay. All right. Then presentation. You can get a maximum of 1 if you did not do a conclusion. So if you run out of time, leave what you're writing and write a conclusion, and then go back and fill in if you can. But you lose 3 marks if you don't do a conclusion. Okay. So that's for your spelling, your legibility, your introduction, your conclusion, your scientific tone, etc. And then ME is your scientific merit. All right. Guys, you need to work on your essays. Okay, so I've just sent you an email saying the following. I'm being asked to go through the process of writing an essay. So on Tuesday from 12 something or the other onwards, probably just 45 minutes, I'm going to actually go through an essay for anybody who wants to be here. It's a particular essay that I'm going to go through, and so you have to prep for this. Is the 2015 paper 2, IB paper 2. And if you're going to come to that session on Tuesday, you have got to have read through the question and the sources. And what I'm going to do is go through the whole thing as if I was writing the essay. I'm going to show you how to do the plan properly, how to identify themes, how to do all of that stuff. But if you come here and you haven't read through the sources, I'm going to be more than normally grumpy. Okay. So this paper is on Google Classroom. I've put onto Google Classroom for you IB paper 1 and 2 of 2015, because remember that's the last time they did this particular division. And I've put some prelim papers from good schools for you.
Thank you.
so that you can do some practicing. Okay. Don't go. If you've got a question with anything, like the addition, put it in pencil at the top and give me your paper and I'll look at it later on. Tuesday. I've just sent you an email, guys. Oh, no, put it there. One second. Are you guys keeping your question papers? Yeah. If they say no when you put it, Sweetie? Hey! You know, you said things like it.
I'm so confused.
Well, you were whining about taking it. You're supposed to go till forever. I will have a memory of my wonderful days in bio with Mrs. Page.
Yeah, I wasn't
Yeah, with enthusiasm there.
Thank you, man. Wow.
Thank you, ma'am. Have a good day.
Thanks, you too. Oh. Huh?
I agree.
No, I haven't been to the toilet since 7:15 this morning because I have no time between lessons and the lessons just go and the grade 8s I teach in the A block and the other kids I teach here, so
I have to sanitize in between
I have to sanitize in between and I run from place to place and I can't set up my computer there and it doesn't connect to anything there and that just is revolting. About my child.
I'm sorry, ma'am. Wait, ma'am. Sorry, can I pick
Oh.
up?
Yeah. On the correct file, though, otherwise I won't check it, eh?
What makes it the correct one?
Paper 2. I think that, yeah. Sweetie, did you have queries with your paper 1?
I think so. Maybe just like one.
Oh, no. The ones that had queries, I gave them to Mrs.
I
Teresa.
think I might have.
Okay.
I'm like so disappointed, especially with paper 2 because I didn't finish. Like,
Oh.
obviously, so my essay was not
Yes.
practical.
Yes.
I only started half an hour to go with my essay, which was,
Okay, you definitely need to plan better next time.
I think I was too detailed in my planning, which I usually am.
Okay.
And yeah, so just,
I have to say, know that it will get absolutely better in finals. The general rule of thumb is that you will go up. Classes about to go up 10% in finals.
that'll be good. Yeah, because I
So-
knew my work, I still know my work so well.
I know.
It's
I
very
know.
frustrating when you're
So just go and practice those prelim papers.
Yeah.
And when you practice paper 2, sit down do the time thing and go. Okay.
Hi, ma'am. How are you?
I'm well, thank you. How are you?
I'm good, thanks. Ma'am, can I miss with Gr12?
No, what can I do for you?
I want to send the SQ, but we'll email.
Oh, then she'll probably come back now.
Okay.
Because sometimes when we're teaching like grade 9s over there, sure, you know, then we've got to come back here. Do you want me to WhatsApp her?
No. Oh,
Have you knocked her?
no.
Say again?
You will.
Go and knock and just see whether she's inside. Although her door is normally open. I'll WhatsApp her quickly.
Okay, thank you.
Not that she often looks at her phone.